Hey there, this is your coach James Wilson here with the first phase of our off-season training program. This is Workout A, and we're going to start out with our power and core circuit. So our first exercise is a half get up. So I'll show you how this one looks. You can use either a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Go ahead and demo this with a kettlebell. So what you're going to do is lay down, roll over to your side to get your weight. Hands to get it up into position, arm and leg out to the side. Now we're set. So first thing we're going to do is get up on our elbow. We're going to drive that elbow into the ground to help us sit up. We're going to get our shoulders set nice and strong here, down away from our ears, puffing our chest out. Now I'm going to come up on my hand when I do this. I'm not going to take my hand off the ground. I'm going to rotate on my palm so I can get my fingers back behind me a little bit. And again, get my shoulders set down and back. You want to watch this knee here. It's going to want to collapse in. Make sure you got it up nice and strong. Once you've established a good strong position, come back down to your elbow, reestablish a good strong position, and then finally you're going to lower yourself down to the ground. Now as you do this, you want to make sure that you don't let this shoulder creep up towards your ear. It's going to be very hard to do that, but you want to come back down and keep that shoulder in place. Once you come down, you're going to come up on your elbow. Make sure your shoulders are set nice and strong. Come up on your hand, rotating that hand back just a little bit so we can get our shoulders in a good strong position. Again, watching this knee here, not letting it collapse in. Down to our elbow, reestablish our position, and then down to our back. So again, when you're done with the amount of reps you have for that day, you come down, two hands, then you would bring it around to the other side, get set, and do your reps on that side. That would be one set. When you're done with that, you would go to the next exercise in the circuit, which is our kneeling dumbbell cheat curl. So you're gonna need a couple of dumbbells for this. You're gonna get down on your knees. With this one, we're working on our hip snap. We wanna be able to use our hips to generate power. It's an extremely important thing for us on the bike to understand how to use our hips and not our lower back to do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the dumbbells, we're gonna push the hips back, we're gonna squeeze our glutes, get nice and tall, driving our knees into the floor to drive our hips forward, and use that momentum to let them swing up. And then we let the dumbbells come down, catch them with the hips, back up. Butt back, chest down. And again, as I come up, I'm driving my knees into the ground, squeezing my glutes, getting tall and thin. I'm not leaning back. This is not forward and back with my shoulders, it's with my hips. So my hips come back and my hips come back forward. My shoulders should be kind of moving up and down as I do this, nice and tall and strong here. Another thing you'll notice, I'm not swinging my arms. You're going to keep your biceps connected to your ribs as you do this, and make sure that you're using your hips. So again, use a weight that allows you to be snappy and move fast with it. But again, this is not, you want to make sure that you're being safe and using your hips, driving your knees into the ground, squeezing your glutes, all those things to help protect your low back. So those are your two exercises in the power and core circuit. You'll look at how many reps you have for that week, and then you'll go through that circuit 2 times, doing each of those exercises twice. After that, we're going to move on to our focus circuit. So here we've got a Bulgarian goat bag swing and a push-up. Now again, you'll see how many reps you have. With the push-up, you have a range of 5 to 20 reps, kind of depending upon what your strength levels are for that. But the thing that you want to keep in mind is that we're going to use a 2-2-0 tempo. And what that means is we're going to come down to a count of 2, we're going to come up to a count of 2, and we're going to make sure that we're not pausing to rest at the top. We're trying to keep steady, continuous tension on the muscles, which forces them to work more aerobically and really get that endurance factor going, rather than kind of doing a sprint and rest tactic where you'll do some reps and then you'll rest at the top for a bit to kind of recover a little bit anaerobically and then do it again. So that's what we're after with the focus circuit. And it'll also help establish good form because we got to slow down, focus on technique. It's not about the weight. Obviously, you're going to have to lower the weight a little bit compared to what you'd usually do. So with all that said, let me show you the exercises and how they're going to look. So the Bulgarian go bag swing, you can use either a kettlebell or a dumbbell. I'll show you how to do it with both of them. With the kettlebell, you're gonna hold it by the horns. You're gonna get it set with the bell against your chest here. You want it right here around the solar plexus. You know, if you're to get punched here, this is the spot you would not want to get punched. So you got it set. You got your feet set, shoulder width apart, toes pointed slightly out, nice and tall and thin here. We're gonna set the shoulders back and down, and I'm also gonna pull my elbows back to help set my upper back. Now, again, we're gonna do that 2-2-0 tempo. So as I come down, I'm gonna push my butt back and let my chest come down to the ground. Down, 2, up, 2. Down, 2, up, 2. Down, 2, up, 2. So that's what we're looking for. So again, with the exercise itself, I'm staying balanced on my feet. I don't want my weight shifting too far back to my heels. I also don't want to be pushing through my toes. With my hips, I want to feel the tension in my glutes and hamstrings here as I come down. I don't want to feel it on my lower back. I don't want to feel a bunch of my quads or like I'm doing a hamstring stretch. I also want to make sure I've got my chest puffed out, my shoulders pulled back and down, so I'm feeling the tension in my lats, my armpit muscles, my upper back, not in my neck and my chest. So if I have my balanced feet, tension in the hips, tension in the upper back as I do this exercise, then I know that I'm doing it correctly. Focus on that feeling and it'll look right. So if you're using dumbbells, it's the same thing. You're just gonna hold your dumbbell against your chest like this. Again, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2. So there you go. That's the Bulgarian go bag swing. And then push up. So good old standard push up. You wanna get set with your hands a little wider than shoulder width apart. You want them directly underneath your shoulders, not underneath your face. And same thing, we're gonna come down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2. So make sure that you're locking your elbows out at the top. We wanna get full range of motion all the way up and down, but we wanna make sure that we're coming nice and steady, keeping that tension on the muscles and avoiding points where we're trying to rest and lock out. So at the push-ups, you wanna make sure you're squeezing the glutes, keeping the core nice and strong, keeping the tension in the lats. We don't wanna feel it in the neck for sure, but really you should feel it in the lats, getting that upper back really strong, using that as a platform more than in the chest and in the shoulders, at least for the first like 3/4 of the reps, and then you'll start feeling the burn more in the chest. But really you should be focusing on that upper back and keeping that nice and strong, providing that platform. So you're gonna go through your focus circuit 3 times, going between the Bulgarian go bag swing and the push up. You just wanna rest long enough between exercises to allow you to catch your breath. I mean, as you can hear, I'm breathing a little heavier just from doing a few demo reps. So you wanna allow your breathing to return to normal. You don't wanna be panting through your mouth before you start your next exercise. So general rule of thumb, when you can slow your breathing down enough to where you can breathe in and out through your nose, then you're ready to start your next strength training exercise. So after you've gone through your focus circuit 3 times, we're gonna move on to our secondary circuit. With this one, we've got a bodyweight squat, some bat wings, and farmer's walks. So nothing special with the tempo on these, although we do have some pauses here and there. So with the bodyweight squat, we're gonna pause for a count of 1 at the bottom. So again, we're just trying to slow things down just a little bit, not rely as much on the bounce and kind of force us to slow down and work on technique. So with the squat, feet shoulder width apart, shoulders set back and down. Now with the squat, what I'm looking for is for my butt to sink down and for my chest to stay up. So this is what we're looking for with the squat. You can see I can use my arms to counterbalance me. You know, if you've got really good mobility, then you can stay, keep your hands in. But this is what we're looking for. Balanced on the feet, don't want to be coming too far back, don't want to be letting, coming up onto the balls of our feet. Tension in the hips, not in the lower back, keeping the upper back nice and strong. So again, a lot of these movement cues, the way that things should feel are consistent between all the exercises. You just have to learn how to apply them to that specific movement. So this is how you apply it to the squat. So that's pretty much it. So you're just coming down, pause, up, down, pause, up, just like that. That's the tempo we're looking for. The next one is the bat wings. So with this, you're gonna need a bench or a low box or something that you can get your chest on. You can use some kettlebells or dumbbells. I'll use a couple of dumbbells here. It's pretty much the same thing either way. You're gonna get yourself set, your chest on the bench. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive the elbows back behind us, pulling the thumbs into the armpits, and we're gonna hold it there for a 5 count. So it's gonna look like this. Up, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, back down. Up, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, back down. So again, we're trying to drive the elbows as far back behind us as we can, while pulling the thumbs into the armpits and then holding that position for a count of 5. You're gonna find that you really have to use those upper back muscles that you may not know that you had in the first place, to hold that position up there, which is what we're looking for. It's gonna make your upper back stability a lot better and also help us with our more advanced rowing movements that we'll get into. And then finally, in your secondary circuit, we have some farmer's walks. So with farmer's walks, the main thing to keep in mind with this is, at first, this is gonna be more of a posture and breathing exercise than a grip training exercise. Don't focus so much on the grip that you lose sight of your breathing and your posture. So with the posture, we wanna make sure that have our shoulders pulled back and down. We're using our upper back to help support the weight, not letting the shoulders hunch up or just, round into this caved in chest posture. If we can't maintain this good strong posture, then we need to stop. If you get to here and you can't pull it back, we need to stop. Same thing with the breathing, nice and controlled, good diaphragmatic breathing, which is what we get from the crocodile breathing that we do in our warm-ups, but learning how to control it through the nose and focus on that diaphragmatic breathing. If you lose either one of those, good breathing or good posture, stop, put the weight down, and don't worry about going further, even if your grip can go further. So this is very important. Eventually your grip will become the weak link, and that's what you'll have to focus on. But right now, focus on these other things and you'll get a lot more out of what we're gonna do later on. So just to show you real quick, you get a couple of heavy and moderately heavy kettlebells or dumbbells. Again, good strong posture. I don't want this happening right here. I want the shoulders pulled back and down. I think about tucking my shoulder blades into my back pockets. If I have back pockets on these shorts, I'm trying to get the tips of my shoulder blades to tuck into those back pockets. And then you don't need very much space at all. You just walk a little figure 8, and we're looking for 20 to 40 steps to start out. But again, I'm watching this posture, right? Not letting this go, maintaining good breathing. So we're gonna get good posture, we're gonna get good pressurized breathing out of this. So if I start to have this happen and I can't fix it, then I'm gonna go ahead and just put the weights down, even if I feel like I can keep going with my grip. So make sure that that is the focus there with the farmer's walk. So if you're looking for a weight that challenges you for 20 to 40 steps, and there you go. So that's your secondary circuit. You're gonna go through that 2 times, doing all those exercises twice. And then finally, we've got our cardio or explosive repeats. So with this, what I want you to do is use jump squats, or if you're really good and jump squats aren't that hard for you, you can do a kettlebell jump squat where you're holding onto the kettlebell and doing it. I'll show you that here in just a second. But we're basically gonna use the jump squats as our aerobic training method. So you're gonna do jump squats for 8 seconds, and then you're gonna rest for 60 seconds. And you see the volume of this is gonna increase a little bit each week. So 8 seconds of jumps, 60 seconds rest, and then just doing a few more sets each week. So jump squat, we practice our body weight squats, and it's just we're trying to be explosive. We're gonna jump, land, jump. So that's it. Again, if you need to add a little more weight, you can hold a weight in the goblet position and do your jump squats like this. But again, if you haven't done this before, do the bodyweight ones first, because it'll definitely hit your legs in a different way if you're not used to doing jump squats. Now, if for some reason you can't take the joint impact, there's other reasons you can't do that, it just feels really uncoordinated, this should not feel dangerous. So if it does, go ahead and use a bike or a rower for your explosive repeats. But if you can, challenge yourself with the jump squats or the kettlebell jump squats. So that's it. Once you've done that, you finished your workout A, and I'll talk to you in workout B.